Afternoon, Sir Jovy. Thank you so much for your time for this candid discussion we'll be having.
Oh,
So, yes,
may hapon sa mo. Good
yeah,
afternoon, Mike. Thanks for inviting me over.
yeah. So I was just curious about your business journey and perhaps you can share some inputs. I know you set up La Carne here in Cebu at 88th Avenue. First off, how's the food industry in Cebu doing?
Well, when of course when you get into business, you study the market, no? After it was about 7 years when we were engaged in the food business in during my time in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and so during the we did well in Dubai and Abu Dhabi during the pandemic because we were selling a very essential product which has been like pandemic proof. So we thought it's about time to return to the Philippines and set up a branch of the business. So of course the choice is whether you do it in Manila, in a big city, or in a secondary city like Cebu. So I thought that Cebu has always been known as a test market for any product, not only food. So as they say, if you make it in Cebu, which is actually a difficult market because I should say it's dense, but the culture is it's like a melting pot of people from Manila and from different regions of the Philippines. So to satisfy that palate, it's really challenging, right? Yeah. So when we studied the market, it's really of course you look at the the macro economics of Cebu, which is very promising and interesting because, as they say, it's the dynamics of business here is very unique because there's a lot of entrepreneurs, and no matter what happens in Manila, even if Manila or the country is in a crisis situation, Cebu is always very resilient, even with after the pandemic and you had the Odette. So it's really like it it immediately recovers. The recovery period is very fast because the entrepreneurs, I think, are a lot of homegrown businesses are here, and I see in the food and beverage business there's really a lot of homegrown brands that I've seen. And I was even happy to see Snow Shin when I came here and when I came back on 2020. Snow Shin was still there since 1960s. Shamrock is still there. Ding Hao is still there. So, meaning, if you have a good product, people will really patronize. So, and then you have, of course, the influx of brands from Manila,
Mm.
and which is also encouraging, and even international brands and concepts have come into Cebu. So that's what's really what we have observed, that it's really very interesting, and the combination of the local consumers and foreigners, which can be classified as visiting, and some are really resident expats who are some are because of business or family have decided to settle in Cebu.
Mm.
That's what really that's my overall observation. And in terms of purchasing power, it's very well segmentized. From you have a market for uh, of course the general segmentation is always like the A, B, and C market, or
Mm.
the high income, mid income, and the low income. But again, you can really there's a lot of room to really uh, further segmentize it. Like if you go for the B market, for example, you have the B minus, the B plus, but you have the aspirational market, and I can see that there is already a rise of the. I mean, the low income before, because of smaller family size and more independence of the young generation have become more. They have more disposable income now. So those who belong to the low income group has moved up to the middle income group, and those who are into the middle income group has moved up to the higher income. So there's already a movement. A lot of young entrepreneurs, young professionals, and have become independent, and some choose to marry late. So the purchasing power
I
really
think
is,
there's
has
been a
increased.
shift also now regarding the marrying late.
Yeah.
Our generation now, it's like
They marry
more,
late and also have children late, or some don't
yeah,
even decide, just so for some reason there's this fear of or maybe because of financial security, they really think twice or three times before having
more focus on
a child. Yeah.
independence, no, early on, like having things in place
Yeah.
before settling down.
Yes.
Whereas in maybe my parents' generation, the baby boomers, they married quite early in their
Yes.
20s. I think generally speaking, if I think back to my friends, their parents, also similar that way.
And because of the uh, first, aside from the information through the omni channels, the social media, the information that people get, and the what do you call this, the hunger for traveling
Yeah.
and exploring different countries. So there is already a lot of exchange of culture. Some came back from the U.S., some have worked abroad. So the the expectation level has increased.
Okay, maybe we can delve first with your humble roots. What made you decide to venture into food, particularly premium steak, premium meat? Well, especially Cebu, medyo it's still a challenge because of course Wagyu, it's not cheap at all.
Yeah,
The Matsusakas, all these A5s.
yeah.
Uh, how did you think of that concept to really push for meat, premium meat, and here in Cebu?
Yeah, it dates back. I mean, my family, especially my mother, was the greatest influence, and um since my childhood days, she already had a meat business at home, as a home business in Hakosalem Street.
All meats also
Yes, he used to. She
pork.
used to bring in meat from Mindanao, okay, from her hometown in Iligan, and then my grandfather had some cattle, and of course they source from other farms as well, so they send it here, and
Not imported yet.
not imported. So I was still young then, so all she did is uh, take me to the market maybe twice or three times a week, you know, like after school or especially on weekends. So I was one among the brothers and sisters of nine who she would drag to Ramos o Carbon, you know. So, and I just really enjoyed go, going with her, and you know, it's not as pleasant as people would think, right? It's a bit messy. It's when our wet market here is really wet compared to other countries that is really more, sanitized. But at the time, and I hope with the new carbon development, things will change. I was happy to see a very clean toilet in Carbon recently. So, but again, it's the early exposure um, to the dynamics of a public market. So soon I realized that after going through business school and taking up commerce and being a CPA by profession,
This was here in
I
Cebu,
never thought that I would get back to the food business.
but you were educated in Cebu.
Yes, yes,
Ah,
yes.
okay.
Yeah. So, I finished my schooling here in Cebu from grade school all the way to college. Then I moved to Manila and almost forgot the food business. Just really focus on my profession as a CPA, auditing, working with SGV for a couple of years, and then, but again, my childhood really came back to me. The childhood memories, because when I was in grade school, my classmates would naturally buy my baon. Ang akong baon, ilang paliton ba? So, but of course, it's for me, no? So, what I do, I bring four or half a dozen the following day, whatever it is. It's hot dogs, cookies. They would just come to me. So, for some reason, I felt that I had that gift as a child where people would just come to me, just buy whatever I have. And I
So
never ran
that
out of coins in my pocket. And then whatever I sold, I always buy again. So my mom taught me how to buy ingredients. So after doing my homework, I make cookies, I make sandwiches, and bring it back to school the following day. So it was just, I never felt that it was a task. I
so
was just
it
excited.
came very natural and innate for
From
you.
that time until today, I still have the same excitement, and every time I wake up,
That
I don't count.
entrepreneurial
Yes,
spirit.
I don't count whether I'm gonna earn or lose. Of course, as an accountant, you have to be sustainable financially, but it's secondary to me. Making money was
So
secondary.
the passion came first, right? That the natural tendencies you had of being entrepreneurial, selling,
Yes,
and
it really,
people were
it
just drawn
really,
to you, willing to pay. It was innate. Okay.
yeah. Even classes, you're not supposed to eat inside the class, right? You're supposed to eat only during break time. But my classmates would order some chocolates during class, so I was still peddling.
Okay.
So, chocolates during class, when things were still 5 centavos. So I'm revealing my age now. Yeah.